Hi everyone, back with a new video. The clean shave look makes me look younger and different, but I'm happy. Jawline is visible now, some of it at least, and it will be even more. Working hard, maintaining diet, doing some cardio. I've taken some break from the gym because what's happening in the gym is I thought let's burn some kilograms first. I consulted with my dietitian. What's happening is I was going to the gym, I'm getting fatigue, and it's very difficult to control after eating them. So it's not it's increasing my body strength, but it's not decreasing weight. And as of now, I want to decrease weight first. Once I decrease weight, body strength can be gained later. Because once you see, if you're a fat boy, strength is not a big issue. After that, once you become lean, strength can be regained. And I don't think I look ugly as such, but yeah, I want to be fit. I want to remove any sore points I have, and yeah, my thighs, I don't like my thighs one bit. They're very thick. I have to work on them. That being said, the title of this video is Travel Recollections and Thoughts, and most important lessons that I learned from travel. See, I traveled all throughout. I can say I am a decently traveled person compared to some of the fellow peers I've met. I'm yet to travel much of the world. I haven't been to much of East Asia. I haven't been to Europe at all. I haven't been to the North or South Americas, but at least within the subcontinent, I'm decently traveled. Within India, I've traveled a lot. I have been to Kashmir. I have been to Uttarakhand. I haven't been to Himachal yet, but I've been to Uttarakhand. I have been to um, Uttar Pradesh. I haven't touched the northeastern part of India yet, but I've covered Rajasthan pretty good. I have been to Jaipur multiple times. I've been Mewar, Marwar. I've been to Gujarat, of course. I was educated there. Maharashtra I live in, and I've mostly explored most of it. I've been to Karnataka. It's my Ishtadev in there. I've been to Kerala. I've been to Tamil Nadu. I've been to Andhra Pradesh. I've been to Telangana. I've been to yeah. So these are the parts I have been to, and outside of India, I've been to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, UAE. Basically, I've been to Singapore. I've been to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. But then I've been to Thailand, Pattaya, and Bangkok. Phuket I am yet to see, but yeah, these are the places I've been to more or less, and I think these make me a decently traveled person. And most of these places I've been to as a tourist, but as also as a traveler I've been to. Particularly, I've been to places like I've explored Maharashtra a lot as a traveler. I'd stop in random buses and trains at times, and I go to places where I want to, even though they may be offbeat. So yeah, so let's start with there. Hopping into trains, and the first lesson I have learned is, well, you need a vehicle of your own if you have to go to offbeat places. For example, in this particular Konkan trip, I thanked the deity I did not believe in multiple times because I arranged for my own car, and it was my mama's car only, but yeah, it was my family's car, so it was very nice. I took it, so I could go to most places I wanted to. Well, rather, each place I wanted to, because some of these places are very remote. They are in villages. Because being a history lover, I go to places which may not be populated in today's times, but they were very important at times, some time back in the past. Or, for example, where transportation is not so easily available today. So the greatest place I can think of is, there's a Peshwa Mandir very near Vijayadurg, and by Peshwa Mandir, as in there's a Ganpati Mandir there. I went there in my Konkan trip, and yeah, and it actually speeds things a lot. We had a great driver, and we traveled a lot, and it was great fun. So that's our first lesson I'll tell you. And these will be real life actual travel experiences. They won't be very abstract, of course, but they won't be very concrete and just like save 10% off of coupon codes like the lessons also. So they will be mixture of all things. Second thing will be, it is objectively better to have at least one person with you than travel solo if your task is to explore a place. By data, let's compare the pros and cons of all of this assumption. This is at least a hypothesis that I have learned, and in my personal case I have found this to be true. So let's explore this notion. For example, if I say I have traveled with a friend to Konkan, all around Konkan, and let's see what are the perils of traveling solo right near my place. There's a place called Bhor, And near Bhor, there's a very nice hill fort called Raireshwar. It is believed that Shivaji Maharaj took the oath of creating Swarajya there. Now, I haven't found any source backing it as such that Shivaji Maharaj took a oath, and it sounds very ceremonial. So it is most likely a folk tale, but it is geographically very important as a place, so strategically very important. So I thought of going there, but when I reached Bhor, I saw that from Bhor that place is another 40 kilometers, and it will be either very costly to hire an auto rickshaw, or it will be very and even the auto rickshaw may not be ready to go there, but it is much better to take a bus. But the bus system in Maharashtra is very slow, so you never know what the point of these things are. So I really struggled there. But a friend being in Konkan trip was very very helpful. For example, he could talk to the driver, he could handle some navigation while I was sleeping or something, or you know. It saved me a lot economically. We could get tables easily, we could get things easily. I'll say another associated lesson I've learned is try to travel with at least one female friend, or whatever, if you have a girlfriend, or even your mothers, sisters, aunts will really work. I can tell you, it opens a lot of doors. Two three single boys just ramming into a place versus one lady, a couple of people, men as associated with her, getting into a place. Yeah, that changes a lot of, that opens a lot of doors. So I tell you that, yeah, travel, if possible, travel with people who you genuinely like. So yeah, again, there's a confirmation bias that I compared the best to worst. The worst part of traveling with people are you at times you have to give over all stuffs you have to explore, but all places you have to explore. But the friend I traveled with, he was a very nice, let's say, not a very dominant personality kind of friend. He was very agreeable. He has a very agreeable personality, and I'm very dominant. So I could, whatever place I thought of, I could get it done. So that worked really in my favor. But yeah, there's problem of maintenance. You have to maintain people. That means you have to handle egos, handle emotions, your own egos with the other person. So that's one maintenance problem associated where there's actual real world maintenance you have to maintain. If you're taking some vehicle, you have to maintain it. You have to look for example, if you have a driver, you have to take care of his things, like his hotel. Is he well rested or not? Has he eaten? Do you include him with you, or some or stuff like that? So after that happens, after driver and stuff happens, uh, yeah, these are things that I saw in my personal experience. It is much better to travel with a person and take your own vehicle. Now that's associated. So if you have to genuinely explore yourself, put yourself in difficult situations to understand how it is, how people deal with life, and you know, unplugged version of travel, then have these things in mind. Have a complete picture of travel. I had sort of a rosy vision of travel key. Let's do things. That is very beneficial too, when you genuinely have to know a thing about yourself and the place. That's what I have thought, at least. But when you specifically have to go there for a place, at least make sure you have some person he is okay with you. You don't have to be best friends, or you don't have to be, in my case it was good, we were really good friends, but you don't, in general also, you don't have to be very good friends or something. He should be okay with you, he should handle all expenses, and he should be focused on the travel and the places. So he'll take care of navigation, for example. He'll be also interested in going there. So these things work. So this is a second lesson of travel. Third lesson I have genuinely learned is, well, uh, go into travel with a blank slate generally. For example, I remember this. I went to Hampi, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I still remember when I close my eyes and I think of Hampi. Oh, the memory! It's just spectacular. The place. It also fills me with rage because, well, Hampi was destroyed a lot by marauders, and at its peak glory, it would have been. It just surreal what it would have been, but I really enjoyed it. It's kind, and I'm proud to say that Badami at least is my Ishtadev, and we have origins there, so that's very nice. But Hampi also is great. Like, Hampi is greater, Hampi is best, and I really enjoyed it. The reason is I went there with a blank slate. We went with a big group, but I still enjoyed it pretty much. And we had these little kids with us. They went into it with a lot of, these people don't think history 400 years back Krishna Dev Raya was living like this and stuff like that. They're just there enjoying architecture, taking good pictures. But I am just standing there and thinking, hey, this is the place where Vijayanagara held his darbar. It's like 2 kilometers long. There's a huge ass elephant storage place here, and so and so, so and so, so and so. And Yeah, it was surreal. On the other hand, in Konkan, I was facing this friction because I had some sort of a vision for Konkan, and I'll say I'll give Konkan a rating 9 out of 10 because of this exact reason. Because I had an expectation of a very grand Konkan, and of course, my vision will always be perfect, right? So never have that vision of Konkan. Always have these places marked, and once you can do those places, once you actually enjoy those travel experiences, you'll actually grow as a person too, and you'll be able to explore those places too. So this is the third lesson that I have learned from my travels. And the fourth and most important lesson from my travels is the world is not made for introverts. Period. I won't argue. I argue to death over it, because see, I'll say one thing, that you shouldn't be a mindless extrovert either. You shouldn't talk for the sake of it, or you shouldn't. But no, no, sorry. You shouldn't talk because you have nothing else to do, right? Or you shouldn't talk because you shouldn't talk to kill time, or you shouldn't talk to escape. It's better to talk for the sake of it. You actually get to learn a lot, and as you'll be able to talk if you have things to talk about. For example, this was the most extroverted thing I did. I just had to ask a question about the Rakhanda. I just went to a person, and a person's house, and started asking about him. At another place in Ratnagiri, I just liked a vada. I just knocked on the door and said, "It's a nice vada." He invited me in, and I showed the vada from inside, or the house from inside. So it's a really nice for once you have something, once you have substantial knowledge, once you are polite, once you have something to talk about, and once you yourself give this vibe of, okay, you're generally interested in it, and you're not oriental, you're not there for the culture, you're actually there to understand how they live. And I mean, that literally means culture, but you get the idea, right? You're not there to vlog on Instagram, and you're not to make views off of their lives. You are generally interested in how they live. You generally trying to gain information and learn a lot about that, and generally people like it, especially in these coastal areas. The coastal people are great. Konkani people, just hats off. Now, that being said, as I said, don't be a mindless extrovert either. But the world is simply not made for introverts, and especially in travel, you have to be extroverted. You have to ask for a couple of directions. You have to ask things, and once you ask things, you will get them. So this is my fourth lesson of the travels, and I think this makes a good set of lessons. That first, well, it's better to travel in groups. Generally, as a rule of thumb, as of personal anecdotal experience, I have found it better to travel in groups. Second, so sorry, this is the second lesson. The first lesson is get a vehicle of your own. Third lesson is always go with a blank state. Fourth lesson is always, it's better to be an extrovert than an introvert in travel, at least. And the fifth one is know when, and this appears to foodies like me, know when you're going there for the food, and know when you're going there for the travel. And this is a very important lesson. So for example, there's this hotel in Kolhapur that I genuinely, when I go down south, I stop there and eat lunch. But one particular, what happened was, we were not hungry at all, not hungry at all. So we just ordered some starters and had good dessert. Like we had rasmalai there or something. So one starter and one rasmalai, and we weren't really hungry. So but we liked the experience. We just took a pit of that, and we enjoyed it. Earlier we would have been like, no, no, we want, even if I'm not hungry, I eat those two naans, two rotis. Why? Because it's the place that where I go for food. But now I actually learned you are going there for the travel. And once we hit Konkan, we had great on the same day, because we were hungry. We went Sawantwadi first for an elder sir or a brother. We had to buy some stuff. We got those wooden toys for his kid. So we got them from Sawantwadi. Then we rushed to Kuda, and we had the greatest fish. Oh damn, that fish was excellent. So I had surmai, my friend had chanak, but yeah, it was really nice. So I just learned, okay, know when you're going for the food, know when you're going for the travel, and what to trade off when. For example, at one place I really remembered at Ganpatipure, I could see modak and stuff everywhere. And some people said, hey, people in Ganpatipure, you'll get places where 24%, so at least all 12 months you'll get modaks every day of the year. You'll get at least one place will be there. You'll get modaks, good ukdiche modak. But in Ratnagiri, that's not the case. Ganpatipur is Ganpati's place, right? So you'll get modaks, but in Ratnagiri, that's not the place. But I remembered at Ratnagiri, the hotel was really nice. So we went back to Ratnagiri. But even at Ratnagiri, I couldn't eat the entire thali that we had ordered. I left it in half, and I just went out to eat like modaks. I got three modaks I ate by myself. So that was a really nice experience. So remember when you're going for the food and when you're going for the travel. So these are the five experiences. I just repeated for the convenience of all. Have your own vehicle. If it's in general, I have if anecdotally I've seen it's better to travel in groups. Third, go with a blank slate. Fourth, it's better to be an extrovert than an introvert. And fifth, know when you're going for the food and when you're going for the travel. So basically have things sorted out and go with a blank slate and just enjoy, man. So these are some experiences that I found while traveling, and I hope you like them too. Chalo, bye bye.